Well, good morning to the CBS AM debrief on Thursday the 29th of July. I'm David Combe. It's just after 8 a.m. here in the Sydney office. And overnight market action in the US saw a combination of earnings data and another set of data reminding everyone that things are still pretty gloomy in the US with beige book and durable goods orders data coming out on the low side. So Dow trade down. It did break a 4-day winning streak on the back of that data. Let's take a look at exactly what happened. So the Dow off 39 points to 10,497, and the S&P 500 at 1,106, which is down 7.71. Nasdaq was down 23 to 2,264. European action saw the FTSE down 45, CAC up 3.96, and the DAX down 28.37. This morning on open, we're expecting that the S&P 200 will see the market open down around 23 points. The Hang Seng looking to open up with it at 87 points higher. Nikkei 225 down 70 to 9,660. Have a look here at what's happening in the commodities with crude at 76.99, down half a dollar. Coffee at 167.40, down 3.65. Corn at 3.90 3/4, which is up 13 3/4. Cotton at 76.31, which was down 0.39. Oats 269 1/4, which is up 11 1/4. Rough rice $10.14 1/2, which is up 0.13 1/2. Soy at 9.78, up 12 1/2 cents. And sugar at 18.87, up 0.45. Wheat at $6.15 1/2, up 20 1/2 cents. Wool at $9.14, down 6. Copper at 324.55, which was up 3.9. Gold 1162.40, up 60 cents, and silver at $17.44, which was down 0.185. Quick run through on the major currency crosses. Euro is buying $1.2987 USD. Pound was buying $1.55 at 0.90 US cents. US dollar is buying 87.38 yen. And the Aussie was buying 89.09 US cents. US is buying 1.0384 Canadian dollars and 1.0569 Swiss francs, which was the only of the currency pairs to move up. The rest were all marginally down. Let's take a quick look here at the economic data due out today, with the Bank of New Zealand due to make a rates decision from 2.75%, expected to put that up to 3%. In fact, of course, as I read this now, that data is already out, and that's exactly what they've done. New Zealand trade balance, that's out very shortly. Then we've got some data out of Japan on their retail trade figures. That's month on month and year on year, the month of June. And then at 11 o'clock, our new home sales for June. Later on this afternoon, European data for German unemployment change. And out of the UK, net consumer credit and mortgage approvals. Both of those are expected out around 6:30 our time, and then finally at 7 o'clock we've got the Eurozone industrial confidence and services confidence data coming out. So nothing too significant immediately there. Just looking forward towards the tomorrow, Of course, there's the US gross domestic product data out around 10:30 our time, and that certainly will be one to focus on. Let's go back now to the Balkan Trader and just have a look at a couple of the commodities here that caught my eye this morning. First one is oats. Strong move overnight there, about 4%. So if we continue to see this movement into this pennant formation, we can expect potentially a fairly explosive growth out to one side or the other. I guess you could draw a parallel here, and indeed as you can with many charts. I'm just going to follow up on a couple of trade ideas that were suggested by me a week or so back. One was to short Tabcorp. I think we talked about a stop loss just above this level of resistance here, and of course this downward trend line goes back a number of months, and at that point it hadn't broken above that. So effectively got stopped out of that trade, didn't work out, and sadly similar result with QBE, where we were looking for some sort of support at around the $19 level, and the suggestion then was that we could have quite a tight stop loss in just above, just in the high $18. Didn't come to pass. It's continued to be smashed down. If you're brave enough, you could consider re-entering here. Otherwise, the next stop is back down around the $15 level, and that dates back to early last year. Whether or not we'll get to see that remains to be seen, but I guess you'd probably like to see a greater confirmation here that we found a new bottom. Leave that one to people's own analysis. Rough price, which continue to monitor here, of course, because we have those rough price warrants. Now, we did have some FDA data that saw it get hammered down here, but it's since strongly recovered. We've got a long wick on that candle, and then an up session last night, so hopefully that will continue upward. Moving on now to Aussie dollar, just doing some consolidation here just above this 89-cent level, and might be constructive to see that move on after that big sell-off yesterday on the back of the CPI data. Finally now, a quick look at what the index is doing. It's making higher ground here. Clearly though, it looks like we're going to run out of a bit of puff, and we're seeing sort of smaller moves upwards. So really, I guess we've got to see what direction forthcoming data starts to lead the market. Okay, well, I think that about wraps up today. Thanks very much, as always, for your attention, and we'll speak again soon. Bye for now.